Group 1 racing at Hastings on Saturday to assess the form. We welcome in Jason Tarn.
Hi Aidan, yes, looking forward to it as we record this on Friday. The track rated a dead 5, expecting that to come back. Not quite sure what the weather will be on the day. There's a little bit of rain in the forecast. Hopefully Hastings will miss that, the Hastings track specifically. Rail in the true position, so we'll be watching patterns.
Exactly, we're looking forward to your selections in the feature races, but let's kick you off in the rating 72, 2,200. The favourite here is Amazing As, has been terrific in the last couple. 330, 420 for High Spirit. You were a fan of this horse last time, Jason. Los Angeles have been chasing Amazing As in recent starts, and Vitachi at $7.
High Spirits was excellent last start. Amazing As has been very good in the north, and I think will be further improved over the distance of 2,200 metres. Just disregard the graphical glitch. It's not a harness race at Invercargill that we're talking about over 27. It is a 2,200 metre race. I'll tell you one thing though, is a horse that I've been following throughout this prep, and I think she's been making the incremental steps of improvement that you want to see, that says that she's going to be close to her best to be a nice each way price at about $12, but there are a few others there that are going to carry more money, but she's a nice price at 12 for me. I'm
prepared to stick with Amazing As. Been with the horse right through. I think a real emerging progressive type staying horse. I'm liking him. Okay, let's move you on to the second, the Mardi Gras events 1,200. Gift of Power, the likely leader here at 230, although you'd think that there'd be a bit of speed coming from Stradivarius as well, and even De Niro from those barriers of 1 and 5. $7 about Stradivarius, in fact De Niro somewhere near them. 480 Power Harder, how'd you see it?
There's a lot of speed in the race, isn't there? Vinny's Volley even from 2, there's been some money there. Thad Taylor telling us on the first call that there's been some support for Vinny's Volley. But Gift of Power, Stradivarius and De Niro.
Might suit Awatani.
Yes, that's the horse that I thought was a little bit of value, again at a price, $10, so I thought a little spec on it. And maybe Power Hatter can get that run in behind. Just there's a bit of a funny step or three that she put in on the rail at Pukekohe when she resumed. About the 250-300, she seemed to lose balance, lose her action. I don't know whether she picked up a little check or whether she brushed the rail, but it put her off, and I think she could have finished closer. So yeah, she should get that nice run map-wise.
Yeah, exactly. She was a winner of the Group 3 Cambridge Breeders' Stakes last preparation and back as a 4-year-old now. I thought Gift of Power was just the class factor in the race, and I just want to see her just being let go and to really dominate this race. On to the third, the Dan DiSpirito Memorial over the 1,200. DiSpirito and Memorial, and money here. Lincoln Raider $850, comeback $620, the same as Copper Mine. You're getting $920 Methuselah, Vicky's Moe at $920, Divine Love $750, Pink Graffiti at $750. Tough old race, Jason.
Market reflects that as well, with $6.20 joint favourites, Comeback and Copper Mine, who, look, if you've reversed the draws, I think Copper Mine would be a clear favourite in the race.
Yeah. One
of those horses, though, Copper Mine, isn't he, that has promised so much at the trials, but he did finally deliver last start, has been off the scene and comes into this fresh. Look, I went for Methuselah, but without a heck of a lot of confidence in the race. It's a race that you'll be looking at how the first couple of events play out, and you'll be just assessing where some of that confidence in the market is, looking at the horseflesh and making your play closer to the time. But Methuselah at this stage is the each way.
I mapped Copper Mine 3 wide on the speed, but he is my top selection in the race. He did beat Pink Graffiti when he broke maidens last time out. Let's move you on to the Spec Maiden, the Stella Artois 1,400, race 4. Money here, Rhinestone Cowboy at $9, $195 for Lincoln Falls, who made such an impression clearing maidens on debut at Woodville. Langkawi's been good at $340 as well. Over the page, a few more chances. How'd you see this one, race 4?
Between Lincoln Falls, Langkawi and also Rhinestone Cowboy, I thought that maybe Rhinestone Cowboy would be a little bit shorter, and that Langkawi might also be a fraction longer. But Langkawi looks to map well. They've got the side winkers that they'll be fitting. I think should get a really good run on the speed. I think they'll be aggressive actually, and try and find the rail. Sean Mackay roll along at a genuine speed and test the ring craft of a couple of other lightly tried horses like your Lincoln Falls and your Rhinestone Cowboys. So that's the safer play for me. But look, very impressive on debut. Lincoln Falls. Do you ride the train? I mean, there's with that win came a reputation, and the reputation in some way was vindicated, but another step up that he needs to make.
He might be a horse who really does get popular sort of backing through the day as well.
He might be very, very good.
Yeah, exactly. Fearless, I thought, would probably run forward from the outside gate, and if they do go hard, you're going to say Celtic Rockstar's been reeling off sensational sectionals.
Exactly, the SS.
Yeah.
The problem is where she sits in the run. She'll probably be back again and finish into it, but yeah, exactly. No knock at all on how she's been going.
Okay, first of the group races, the Group 2 Sacred Falls Hawke's Bay Guineas. Here's the market for it, Sword of Osman at $5.50 after failing at Uakaka. He's a Group 1 winner though, and from Barrier 1 he does look to be a chance of dominating this race. Madison County was good and running second in the Northland Breeders' Stakes at $6.50. The favourite in this race, Melt, did win that race, looking at the Arrivederci coming with a bit of support as well. It's a terrific race.
It's up to where the Sword of Osman and Opie Bosson can bully the race. That's what when he's been able to do that, the horse, that's when he's run his best races. That's where he's looked exceptional. That's where he's won a Group 1. There is a lot of pressure outside, and I don't think if you're another rider in the race that you'd be wanting to hand it to him. But if he gets any cheap lead, and I'm sure they'll be looking for the lead tomorrow, then it'll be interesting to see whether Melt can be produced and run him down, whether Madison County, probably off a wide and back trip, can swoop around and be in the finish as well. I do like Madison County and also Melt. Obviously the market has Melt clearly the horse to beat, but there's that question mark around Sword of Osman.
Yeah, I had Melt on top, but I thought at $50, Cut a Deal had some sort of value there, so that might be the play. Race 6, let's have a look at the market here. The Tumu ITM Mile over the 1,600 metres, rating 65. Joe's Legacy has been terrific in 2 starts back as a 4-year-old. 420 leading roll, 650. The mitigator's 780. Fiscal Fantasy trialled up on Tuesday at Cambridge and ran second at $9. And Le Sablier, who was a really impressive middle day winner.
Do you think Joe's Legacy can take a spot?
From Barrier 8, yeah, potentially. I thought his runs have been absolutely outstanding.
They've been out. Like the latest run was outstanding. Was essentially given no physical chance of winning the race from where he settled and the ground that he had to make up at the 800. So a lot of respect around that horse. But gee, I'm really liking the prices of Le Sablier and also Lomdaro, who drops back to the rating grade of 65. I think you can put a line through the last start. Never got away with them, was caught wide, and that was just a horrible race to watch. Drops into 65, back at Hastings, trained there, $14. I'll need to have something on that, and I'll need to have something on the Sablier, who by all accounts has really improved since that fresh up win. Yeah, she showed plenty as a 3-year-old filly. She's come back strong as a 4-year-old mouse with Joe's Legacy myself, though. Let's move you on to the 7th. This one is the Hastings Heart of Hawke's Bay Mile over the 1,600 metres. Mongolian Marshal, so impressive here on the middle day at 210. Comes up as favourite ahead of Hartley, who did run him into second at 460. Form was eye-catching at 850, and Beauty Way, who dropped out, caught 3 wide, hit the line really strongly. I thought it was probably one of the most eye-catching runs on the middle day, but whether we can turn the tables on what looks to be an absolutely smart one in Mongolian Marshal is to be seen. Yeah, the Baker Forsman polish, they hold Mongolian Marshal in high regard. He should be an improver second up too. Massive improver, 1,600. They're big ticks. You'd expect that he will find 2 lengths. So those in behind are going to have to find similarly. I think Beauty Way, that run had a flashing red light on it. It's just a shame he is going to be up against Mongolian Marshal again. And there were a couple of other horses that you mentioned that are up against Beauty Way. They rode Beauty Way back from the draw. I wonder whether it'll cross their minds whether to be positive on the horse. Has been ridden positively in Hong Kong, and that's yielded results. But that was outside of Mongolian Marshal, to me, the next best run in that race. So that's a formula for an each way bet on Beauty Way, which I know a lot of people just wanted to go hard on Mongolian Marshal and walk away happy, but that's the play for me at the price. Okay, very cool. Let's move on to the 8th. This one is the feature, the Group 1 Livermore Classic, and we see here Scott Bass at $7, our Aberdeen, who was eye-catching last time at $8.50. All the money was Savvy Cope at $1.95. They have shortened in a little bit because we have seen the defection of Windspell, who drew barrier 14, and over the page you'll see Dance there at $10. Hello, it's me further down. What are you liking here in the Group 1, Jason? Can't go past Savvy Cope off the first 2-day runs. over the Tarzana trip of 14 and the Windsor Park of 16. Everything about those runs says that she should relish the 2000 and be perfectly suited under the slightly different weight for age conditions over the 2040. So she gets just, you know, the minor weight swings, but they're weight swings that she didn't need to still be a favourite for the racing that she's got. So you can't look past her. That said, Dan's Dance looks too big if you trust the form from the 3-year-old year, and that whilst she might not have grown or anything like that, Dan's Dance relative and filled out relative to Savvy Cope, she still showed when she won that sprint race at Ruakaka, that rating race, that she'd come back well. So you trust the training process, and to me, you've got an over. But yeah, Savvy Cope, the horse to beat.
Yeah, I'm with you with Savvy Cope as well. It just does shows, doesn't it, that those 3-year-olds who have been to Sydney or Melbourne at some point during the year, it does bring them on. It does sort of really sort of mature them, make them a more rounded racehorse.
You know, a lot of the thing is not necessarily the ability of the horse, but the ability of a horse to adapt to travel and different conditions. Yeah. You see these globe-trotting horses that go around the world. Flintshire is one that springs to mind. Dunedin and Red Caddo. Well, Red Caddo went around the world from Melbourne Cup through Hong Kong, through the Northern Hemisphere and back again, and just kept looping. Savvy Cope has really enjoyed the travel, not only to Australia, come back well, but inter-island travel. Yeah. And so that stands her in good stead too.
Okay, let's move on to the last of the group races. It is the Red Badge Spring Sprint at Group 3, 1,400 metres. Love Affair at 310, Tiako Shark at 290. It looks a glamour matchup, but you've got a couple of others that you want to throw in the mix.
Yeah, Amarula and Tiptronic map really well, and so these horses like Love Affair and Tiako Shark, whilst they'll rate them higher on ability, as the market does, I think there is a little bit of value for those horses where they'll be in the running, and I expect that both of them will be peaking. But in terms of the leading two, Love Affair and Tiako Shark, pick your love and back them.
Yeah, I'm going to go Love Affair just because I think she's going to be a little bit closer to the speed. She's unbeaten in 3 fresh, and I do love her. She's a good horse. Okay, let's move on to the last of the 10. And this one to end the carnival, the Bostock, New Zealand Spring Carnival Finale. Over the 1,400 metres, Irish Flame at $7, Hinarangi $6, Switch Swatch at $3.40. A lot of these are drifting. Cutting Up Rough has been a notable short at 22 into 16. So, and I've got to say, his run was eye-catching at Taupo last time out. That was in the Don't Blame the Music race, which we saw Smoking Oak drop out because Smoking Oak's run on the middle day, or the first day, was very, very good.
Yeah, it's an interesting, well, no reason, didn't find a reason why the horse dropped out, but normally by race 10, the third day of a carnival, an inside draw is nowhere near as good as what it would be in the reverse, the first race of the first day of the carnival, but I'm still hoping that the inside will be okay for Swiss Watch. Certainly the ground that he covered at Ruakaka in a fresh state, and for him to stay on against what we knew was the better part of the track. He was outside that inside 2-3 metres, and he still was there. It was an enormous run. Look, he has got he's got that profile about him where he hasn't performed all the time to expectations in the market, but off that run, he should win that race.
Okay, I'm going to go Hinarangi. Also, I like Fresh Up, and if any of that rain comes, she's going to be even better through the day. Good luck with your bets, and good luck with your bets at home. Thanks for joining us here on the Punters Lounge looking at Hastings.